Welcome dear learners, welcome to the lecture series on financial management. Dear learners, in the last session we have seen a problem on NPV and we have seen computation of NPV in case of independent project where we were only dealing with one project. Today we will try to solve a dependent projects problem where we will be seeing two projects. So here is the question. XYZ Limited company is considering the purchase of machines. So two machines P and Q costing 50,000 are available. See, here there are two machines. That means it is dependent project. When we have one project or machine, we say it is an independent problem. Like in the last session, we have solved only one machine or one project problem. But here we have two machines. So that means it is dependent project. So here each costing P and Q are available, and P cost is 50,000 and Q cost is 50,000. So earnings after taxations are as follows. So both has a life of 5 years. They have given 1 2 3 4 5 years. Now machine A's cash inflows are given, machine B's cash inflows are given, and let us see what he is asking. He is asking us to evaluate the two alternatives according to NPV method. Assuming cost of capital 10%, which machine should be selected? So it's very simple. He is asking to evaluate the two alternatives and suggest the best alternative using NPV method, assuming the cost of capital as 10%. Now let us see the computation procedure. See, as we know, there are two machines. Let us see the calculation of NPV of machine P. So NPV computation will take place in three steps. The step number 1 will be your calculation of present value of CFAT. So present value of CFAT, you need to look into A3 table. So see, the number of years is 5 years. So I took the CFATs. Cash inflows is already given in the question: 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 15,000, 10,000. So this PVIF at 10%. So for 5 years. So see, you go to the A3 table, 10%. So here see 10% A3 table for 5 years. You need to note down these values. So come back. See, I have recorded the same thing. Now I have considered this as A, this as B, this is equals to C is equals to A into B. So you need to multiply and get a total. That is called PV of CFAT. Now the second step is calculation of PV of CO. CO is cash outflow. So for cash outflow, always the year will be 0. So you will make an investment in the 0th year. So cash outflow, the cost of the machine is 50,000. So by default, for the 0th year, PVIF table value for is always 1 at 10% or any other percentage. So PV of CO is 50,000. The resultant figure is present value of CO is also 50,000 rupees. Now look into the third step, that is calculation of NPV. The NPV formula, as you know, PV of CFAT minus PV of CO. So step number 1 output minus step number 2 output. So the resultant figure is called net present value. You need to express this figure either in positive, that means the resultant figure you need to write whether if the resultant is in positive, you should write plus, and if the resultant NPV is in negative, you should write in minus. That's all. So this is all about the project number or machine P. Now let us solve the machine Q's NPV. So in the same way, I took machine C's, machine Q's life is also 5 years. I took the CFAT and the same NPV, this present value interest factor at 10% from the A3 table. So A, B, C is equals to A into B. So the resultant figure is called the present value of CFAT. Now the second step, present value of CO, year will be 0 because investments are made in the initial year and that is 0th year. CO is 50,000, both the machines are costing 50,000. By default this is 1. If you multiply, the resultant figure whatever is resultant is called PV of CO. Then we have step number 3, calculation of NPV of machine Q. Formula, the same formula. So step number 1 output minus step number 2 output, so the resultant figure is again positive, so that's the reason I have put plus after this value. Now how to make decision is very important. In the question he has asked us to suggest the best alternative out of this machine P or Q. So I have written machine A, machine P, machine Q of NPV plus 15385 plus 3687. So the decision is, we in the basic concepts of NPV we have understood that in case of dependent project, how to make a decision, you please go through the earlier videos. So in case of dependent project, we select the project with most positive NPV. So here the most positive is 15385, which is more than 3687. So that's the reason machine A is accepted. So this is how we'll suggest a decision criteria. So that's all for today. This is all about the NPV, a simple problem on NPV. So we'll be coming up with more problems in the next session. Till then, good day, goodbye.